isn't finished. It's still under construction. That's the best part. Honest thing I can say about the legacy today is that it's still under construction, still finding its way into the shape of what it ultimately wants to be. Still adding the daily rep to what the compound finally sees. When the years have run enough to show the full return, the legacy is still under construction, still has to earn. The version of the summary we'll read when it's complete. Still under construction is the most honest to see. I used to wish the legacy was further along in the build. Still under construction. That's the legacy fulfilled. Still under construction. The best version of the legacy. Still under construction. The honest and the necessary state of the thing being built in the daily and the now. Still under construction. The work is the vow, not the monument. The making. Still under construction. That's the waking. The finished legacy is the one that stopped receiving input. The finished legacy is the one that closed the output loop, because the builder left the building and the work still under construction means the builder didn't shirk the position or the standard of the daily showing. Still under construction means the legacy is growing, which is the only state of the legacy we're being in. Still under construction, that's the daily discipline. I used to wish the legacy was further along in the build. Still under construction. That's the legacy fulfilled. Still under construction. The best version of the legacy. Still under construction. The honest and the necessary state of the thing being built in the daily and the now. Still under construction. The work is the vow, not the monument. The making. Still under construction. That's the waking. Still under construction. Best part, keep building. The self-description is optional. The work already said it. Louder! The work has been talking the whole time I was building it. The work has been describing me, and every sentence fit into the output. Every standard held low, it made a statement about the person behind the thing displayed. I didn't need to write the bio or the mission statement. The work already had its own articulating patient narration of the person doing it. The work said more about what I am than anything I've said before. I used to describe the self in the language of the vision. What the work said about me is the legacy's decision. What the work said about me, the legacy's most honest sentence. What the work said about me, no author and no penance. For the bias reading, the work speaks without agenda. What the work said about me is the legacy's defender or its prosecutor. What the work said about me, the executor. Oh, the executor. Check the work against the self-description that I carry. Found the work in the description sometimes vary. In the details, found the places where the work said different than the story in my head. Found the indifferent honesty of the output more revealing than the told story. What the work said about me is the bold and unedited legacy of what I actually did. What the work said about me, the legacy's big. I used to describe the self in the language of the vision. What the work said about me is the legacy's decision. What agenda. What the work said about me is the legacy's defender or its prosecutor. What the work said about me, the executor. The person this will matter to hasn't introduced themselves yet. Build for them anyway. Don't know their name, don't know the year they'll walk into the work that I'm building now. Don't know the talk they'll have with someone who was shaped by what I did today in the ordinary Tuesday session without display. Don't know the face of the person who will carry something forward that I'm planting in the standard that I'm putting toward the future without knowing who the future holds in it. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. That's the summit I used to build for the known audience and the knowledge. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. That's the college. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. I build for them. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. I hold the helm of the standard up for them as much as for the ones I see. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. The legacy is for the unnamed future one. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. This is done. The child who will reference the parent's example in a decade. The colleague who will describe the standard in a cascade of the tribute years from now when what was built is settled. The young student who will study how the problem meddled into something solved. The future beneficiary of the discipline maintained in the ordinary session. Nobody photographed. Someone is watching who I don't know. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. That's why I go. I used to build for the known audience and the acknowledge. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. That's the college. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. I build for them. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. I hold the helm of the standard up for them as much as for the ones I see. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. The legacy is for the unnamed future one. Someone is watching who I don't know yet. This is done. Someone watching don't know yet. Build for them. One brick laid well. That's the whole job today. The legacy isn't built in a singular magnificent gesture. The legacy is built in the brick and in the texture of the daily repetition of the standard applied. Each brick as if the building is the one I'll stand inside when it's done. As if the brick will hold the weight of what comes after this one. As if the legacy's fate lies in the quality of the single brick I lay today. The brick I lay today, that's the legacy's way. I used to wait for the significance to build the legacy's ground. The brick I lay today is the words. The example is still running 30 years later. And the instruction had its moment. Gave the advice and the advice served as component in the building of the other person's understanding. But the instruction faded when the next thing was demanding their attention. The advice that's for the season is relevant. The example runs forever in the permanent record of how the thing was actually done. The example outlasts the instruction, that's the one. I used to put the energy into the telling and the teaching. The example outlasts the instruction, that's the legacy reaching. The example outlasts the instruction by a decade and a half. The example outlasts the instruction on the legacy's behalf. Nobody quotes the specific word I said in a particular meeting. The example outlasts the instruction. The doing is the greeting card that arrives years later. The example outlasts the instruction. The demonstrator. The most powerful thing I leave in the people around me isn't the advice or the framework or the sound of me explaining the principle. It's the doing of the principle in the moments where the doing has a cost. The pinnacle of the legacy instruction is the example under pressure, when the easy would have worked but the standard without measure of convenience held anyway. That's the sentence they remember. The example outlasts the instruction, the legacy's ember. Put the energy into the telling and the teaching. The example outlasts the instruction, that's the legacy reaching. The example outlasts the instruction by a decade and a half. The example outlasts the instruction on the legacy's behalf. Nobody quotes the specific word I said in the particular meeting. The example outlasts the instruction. The doing is the greeting card that arrives years later. The example outlasts the instruction. The demonstrator. Example outlasts instruction. Doing is the legacy. Someone built this ground before I stood on it. Their name is in the foundation. I'm adding to what they left. There are names before my name in the lineage of the build, names that laid the ground I'm standing on, without the guilt of the uncredited, without the recognition of the share of what became of what they started. Names that were there before the thing was visible, names in the foundation before the structure had a story or a public declaration of the achievement. I stand on what those names created. The name before my name is why this ground is weighted. I used to build as if I started on empty ground alone. The name before my name is in every stone. The name before my name is in the ground beneath my feet. The name before my name is in the story incomplete that they began, and I am continuing the relay baton pass. The name before my name, I honor it. The legacy celebrated origin of that solution that I'm planning now. In the ordinary sessions, now in the unseen standard held in ordinary lessons of the work. The name before their name is being built today. The name before my name, the name I'll leave someday. I used to build as if I started on empty ground alone. The name before my name is in every stone. The name before my name is in the ground beneath my feet. The name before my name is in the story incomplete that they began, and I am continuing the relay baton pass. The name before my name, my honor it, the legacy amassed. Before I got here, I had to wait. The name before my name, that's the benefit. Name before my name, I honor its adding. What does the room feel like after I've left it? That's a legacy question. Yeah, ask myself the room question before the meeting in the session, before the interaction. Asked it as the only lesson worth the asking. In the legacy's accounting of the real. What does the room feel like after I leave? What's the deal that I made with the energy of the space while I was there? Did the standard I maintained in the room become the air that others breathe more easily after I've departed? The room after I leave, that's where the legacy started. I used to track what I produce without asking what I left. The room after I leave, that's the legacy's breath. The room after I leave, is it higher or the same? The room after I leave, does the standard carry my name forward in the temperature, in the expectation set? The room after I leave, that's the legacy's best question, and it stands up. The room after I leave, that's the standard. Some rooms feel lighter after the person leaves them. Some rooms feel like the standard left with the person the same. Between the held and the dropped appears the moment they depart. The room after I leave reveals the legacy's hard. Was it in the person or in the environment they built? In the people they developed, or the standard without guilt of the convenient that they planted in the work? The room after I leave is the legacy's benchmark. I used to track what I produce without asking what I left. The room after I leave is the legacy's breath. The room after I leave, is it higher or the same? The room after I leave, does the standard adds a sentence. The story compounds. Read what you're writing. Every choice is a sentence in the legacy's long book. Every standard held or dropped deserves a harder look at the worded as to what the story's saying overall. Every small decision writes the next line of the hall of what gets left behind when the person leaves the space. The story compounds across the years at every pace of the daily. The story of the legacy being written. Every sentence from the smallest choice, every bitten. I used to write the story sentence by sentence without reading. The story compounds. The reading is the leading. The story compounds. The early sentences become the foundation. The story compounds. The daily choices build the narration of the legacy across the years and past the immediate. The story compounds. Every rep is an alliterate record of what I'm building. The story compounds. The legacy's fulfilling. The legacy's fulfilling. Read the story every season to confirm the direction. Read the compound of the choices in the legacy's reflection of the person the daily standard is producing over time. The story compounds and the story is the climb of the legacy toward or away from the intended. Every year the compounded story either blended into the person I intend to leave behind or not. The story compounds. Read the chapter that you've got. I used to write the story sentence by sentence without reading. The story compounds. The reading is the leading. The story compounds. The early sentences become the foundation. The story compounds. The daily choices build the narration of the legacy across the years and past the immediate. The story compounds. Every rep is an alliterate record of what I'm building. The story compounds. The legacy's fulfilling. Story compounds. Every choice a sentence. Read it. They won't remember the numbers. They'll remember the standard you held in the round. They won't remember the exact figure on the quarterly report. They won't remember the specific weight lifted or the chord of the record that was broken in the season it was set. They'll remember how the room felt when I walked in, what they get when they describe the person who was here before they were. What the standard in the room was, what the atmosphere carried when the work was being done or wasn't being held. What they'll remember is the standard, that's the legacy spelled. I used to build for the record and don't forget what the record leaves. What they'll remember is the standard. That's the legacy the people wave. What they'll remember is the standard held in ordinary rooms. What they'll remember is the standard when the pressure was the fullest. What they'll remember is the standard when the easy wouldn't work. What they'll remember is the standard. All the rest gets shirked from the memory. Just the standard stays. What they'll remember is the standard. That's the legacy's phrase. The colleagues who worked alongside in the difficult years won't recite the output list when the summary appears. They'll describe the person, they'll describe the room's temperature. They'll describe the standard that the presence and the character established as the baseline for the work in that environment. legacy. Is it written at the end? It's written right now in this session. Think the legacy was something gathered at the finish, something summarized and polished when the building started to diminish. Into the concluded, into the finally complete. Found out the legacy is written in the daily and the beat of the ordinary Tuesday when nobody's watching close. The legacy is written in the session and the dose of the standard held and not held in the private hours. The legacy is written now in these ordinary powers. I used to treat the legacy as something earned at the end, writing it now. Carries a sentence in the legacy. Every standard held a lower writes a word in the registry of what I'm leaving in the people who will carry something forward. Every drop ball writes a line, every extra effort towards the uncommon writes a different kind of sentence in the book. The legacy is written now, that's where I need to look. Not at the eventual summary, but the present word. Writing it now, that's the legacy. I used to treat the legacy as something earned at the end, writing it now. Grateful for the ground beneath, still hungry for the ceiling above. Of the blessings means the reaching has been run out of fuel. Think the grateful hands are open and at rest. Think the gratitude and the hunger cancel out the best of each other. Think you choose between the two. Grateful and still hungry, both of them are true. And not in conflict, not in tension, both alive. Grateful for the ground I'm standing on, still reaching for the high. I used to think the gratitude required putting down the drive. Grateful and still hungry, both of them keep me alive. Grateful and still hungry, not a contradiction. Grateful and still hungry, that's the discipline's conviction. Thank the ground for holding and then build another floor. Grateful and still hungry, grateful opens up the more. Not the ending of the reaching. Grateful and still hungry, that's the teaching. The gratitude runs honest when it doesn't require the stop. Doesn't ask the builder to abandon what they've got in the way of the forward momentum and the compound in the run. Gratitude is the acknowledgement of everything that's done, without the demand that everything that's done is everything. The hunger is the gratitude extended into the furthering of the thing already given. Grateful for the seed, grateful and still hungry for the harvest that it feeds. I used to think the gratitude required putting down the drive. Grateful and still hungry, both of them keep me alive. Grateful and still hungry, not a contradiction. Grateful and still hungry, that's the discipline's conviction. Thank the ground for holding and then build another floor. Grateful and still hungry, grateful opens up the more. Not the ending of the reaching. Grateful and still hungry, that's the teaching. Both alive. Gratitude isn't the feeling. Gratitude is the doing. With the feeling, that's the fuel. Gratitude lived only in the journal, in the quiet thought. Gratitude that never moved the body, hadn't paid its thought to the thing it claimed to be grateful for. The honest kind of gratitude doesn't stay contained inside the mind. It activates the hands, it moves the discipline into the rep. It shows up in the standard, held in the every extra step. Past the minimum, because the minimum is insufficient honor. Gratitude is a verb, the doing is the honor. I used to feel the gratitude without the action that should follow. Gratitude is a verb, the feeling alone is hollow. Gratitude is a verb, it moves the body to the work. Gratitude is a verb, it shows up where the shirt would otherwise take the session. Gratitude demands the rep. Gratitude is a verb, the feeling takes the step into the doing, that's the honor. Gratitude is a verb. The feeling is the donor. What do I owe the ones who didn't have to owe the hard things that built that capable? Owe the opening bar and then unlocked by the people who extended past their due. What do I owe them in the only currency that's true and uncounterfeitable? I owe them the doing of the thing they built in me. I owe them the pursuing of the capable they seeded. That's the gratitude repaid. Gratitude is a verb, the work is how it's paid. I used to feel the gratitude without the action that should follow. Gratitude is a verb, the feeling alone is hollow. Gratitude is a verb, it moves the body to the work. Gratitude is a verb, it shows up where the shirt would otherwise take the session. Gratitude grieve the version I was leaving. Didn't expect the loss to sit inside the achieving of the better. Didn't know the old self had a way that wasn't just a burden, had a comfort in the gate of the familiar, had a warmth I didn't recognize until it started leaving through the growth. That's when the eyes saw clearly that the becoming cost the was grief for the old self. That's the growth's hitting claws. I used to think the growth was pure addition with no loss. Grief for the old self is the growth's most honest cause. Grief for the old self, grieve and let it land. Grief for the old self, believing is the plan, not a failure of the growth. The grief is proof the growth is real. Grief of the old self, that's the cost of the deal. Let it move through, honor it. Grief of the old self, that's legitimate. Gave the grief its season, gave it room to breathe. Didn't rush the processing, didn't try to leave before it finished having what it needed to say about the version walking out and the one coming to stay in its place. The grief is not a signal that the growth is wrong. Grief of the old self is the old self's final song, sung before the new one takes the stage and keeps the floor. Grief of the old self, then the next version, nothing more. I used to think the growth was pure addition with no loss. For the old self is the growth's most honest cause. Grief for the old self, grieve and let it land. Grief for the old self, the leaving is the plan, not a failure of the growth. The grief is proof the growth is real. Grief of the old self, that's the cost of the deal. Let it move through, honor it. Grief of the old self, that's legitimate. Grief of the day of self that no breakers. Nothing left standing, and it's still mine to no plan in hand. Everything I built for years collapsed and wouldn't stand. No dramatic scene, no audience, no soundtrack to the fall. Just the empty ringing silence after losing it all. Didn't run from what the wreckage was trying to say. Let it sit there, let it teach me what I've done to pave the way. Ground zero isn't punishment, ground zero is a page. The cleanest kind of starting line that only comes from breaking stage. I used to think the fall was where the story had to end. Now I know the rubble's where the building can begin. Ground zero, still mine. Every brick I lay is new, built on something stronger than the structure that I blew. The collapse was not the ending, it was clearing out the space. Ground zero, still mine, still building from this place. Not rebuilt the same way twice. Everything I build now has a price. Went through all the versions of the reason that it fell. Carried every one of them until I knew them well. Not to punish, not to wallow, not to keep the wound alive, but to know exactly what I'm building so I don't again arrive at a structure made of shortcuts dressed in something that looks strong. Cause the fall taught me the difference and the lesson holds along. Now I lay each brick with patience that I didn't have before. Ground zero built a better builder than the man I was before. I used to think the fall was where the story had to end. Now I know the rubble's where the building can begin. Ground zero, still mine. powerful but purposeful and painless, and not synonymous or merciful. On the body or the mind or the relationships in the room, growing pains are still pains, and the pain takes up the room. The pain takes up regardless of its purpose in the plan. Doesn't hurt less because the meaning is ahead. The growth context doesn't reduce the cost of the feeling. Growing pains are still pains, that's the honest dealing. I used to use the label growing pain to skip the actual feeling. Growing pains are still pains. The cost requires real dealing. Growing pains are still pains. Feel them fully first. Growing pains are still pains. Don't skip past the worst of the experience, because the context makes it meaningful. Growing pains are still pains, and the pain is still sequential. Through the body, through the mind, growing pains are still pains. Take the time. Take the time. The meaning doesn't anesthetize the cost of the transition. The purpose doesn't mute the grief of every composition that the growth dismantles before it builds the new. Growing pains are still pains, and the pain deserves its due. Process deserves the actual time it takes to move through, not the compressed version where the label talking to you about the purpose makes the cost be manageable before it is. Growing pains are still pains, acknowledge what this is. I used to use the label growing pain to skip the actual feeling. Growing pains are still pains. The cost requires real dealing. Growing pains are still pains. Feel them fully first. Growing pains are still pains. Don't skip past the worst of the experience, because the context makes it meaningful. Growing pains are still pains, and the pain is still sequential. Through the body, through the mind, growing pains are still pains. Take the time. Take the growth arrives, doesn't ask if anyone's ready. Growth doesn't ask the room if it's a good time to arrive. Doesn't check with the people in my life if they'll survive the disruption of the version they're expected from a place. Doesn't schedule itself around the comfort of the space. Just shows up when it shows up and begins to change the room, and the people in the room have a choice inside the bloom of the change. Come with it or don't. Growth doesn't negotiate. Growth doesn't ask permission. That's the cost at the gate. I used to manage the growth to fit the timeline of the room. Growth doesn't ask permission. Growth arrives and the room must choose. Growth doesn't ask permission from the people in the space. Growth doesn't ask permission to rearrange the place. Arise when it arrives, and the rearranging is the cost. Growth doesn't ask permission. Some comfort will be lost. Not negotiable, not scheduled. Growth doesn't ask permission. That's the unmet dealt. resistant to the management it brings. The growth outgrew the container I was trying to maintain. Hey, growth doesn't ask permission to exceed the frame. I built for it, grew past the boundaries of the management. Growth doesn't ask permission, that's the cost of the skin. I used to manage the growth to fit the timeline of the room. Growth doesn't ask permission, growth arrives in the room must choose. Growth doesn't ask permission from the people in the space. Growth doesn't ask permission to rearrange the place. Arrives when it arrives, and the rearranging is the cost. Growth doesn't ask permission, some comfort will be lost. Not negotiable, not scheduled. Growth doesn't ask permission. That's the unmet death. Growth doesn't ask permission. Arrives. Nobody tells you about the tax when they sell you the growth. Every level up comes with a bill, nobody shows you in the pitch. Every version of yourself that's better comes with a switch from something that was comfortable to something that costs more. Every growth has a tax, and the tax is at the door. Before you get to keep the version that you built, the growth tax is the comfort lost, the familiar, the spill out the back of the new version. Every upgrade has a fee, nobody tells you about the growth tax when they sell you free. I used to think the growth was just the adding of the new. Growth tax, something leaves for everything you're moving through. Growth tax, every upgrade has a cost. Growth tax, something old is always lost. Not just the gaining of the better and the new. Growth tax is the price of who you're moving to. Name it. Growth tax, don't disclaim it. Growth tax, don't disclaim it. Pay the growth tax in the comfort of your routine. Paid it in the certainty of knowing what things mean. Before the growth expanded the vocabulary of the possible. Paid it in the relationships that couldn't cross the title shift between the version leaving and the version I'm becoming. Paid the growth tax every season, paid it without running from the cost, because the cost is what the upgrade actually is. Crush growth tax, pay it forward, that's the only business. Used to think the growth was just the adding of the new. Growth tax, something leaves for everything you're moving through. Growth tax, every upgrade has a cost. Growth tax, something old is always lost. Not just the gaining of the better and the new. Growth tax is the price of who you're moving to. Know it, name it. Growth tax, don't disclaim it. Growth tax, quitting as a cause, most people don't calculate. Continuing has a cost, everyone can say. quit, harder to quit than to continue. Once I ran the full loaded, harder to quit than to continue. When you run the real math, harder to quit than to continue. When you look down the path of both directions and you see what each one cost in full, harder to quit than to continue. That's the mental tough pull through the hardest part of the session. Harder to quit, that's the lesson. Continuing costs the discomfort of the present and the now. Quitting costs the compound of the future and the how I feel about myself the morning and the year after. Quitting costs the narrative, the story and the chapter that would have been, cause the version of myself I would have met. Harder to quit than to continue, that's the real offset. Now I run the full cost of the quitting before I choose to stop. Harder to quit than to continue, that's what keeps me at the top. I used to calculate the cost of continuing and miss the cost of quit. Harder to quit than to continue. Once I ran the full audit, harder to quit than to continue. When you run the real math, harder to quit than to continue. When you look down the path of both directions and you see what each one cost in full, harder to quit than to continue. That's the mental tough pull through the hardest part of the session. Harder to quit, that's the lesson. Harder to quit than to continue. Keep going. Don't need the confirmation, I already know. Don't need the comment telling me the session was impressive. Don't need the reaction to the effort to be expressive about the value of the work I did before the sun came up. Already logged it, already know the level of the cup. I filled in empty, know the count by heart. Don't need the external mirror to verify my part in the building of this thing, the keeping of this code. I already know what happened on that road. I used to need the validation just to trust what I had done. I already know the only witness I need is one. I already know what I put in last night. I already know what I built in the fight. Don't need the room to confirm what I've already counted. I already know, and the knowing is what's mounted inside the discipline, inside the code. I already know I walk my own road. Self-knowledge built from evidence of consistent private action is a different kind of confidence than the external transaction of approval and applause and the scrolling confirmation that the effort landed somewhere in the right formation. I know the sessions nobody witnessed, know the reps nobody saw. I know the mile I ran at midnight and the disciplines on law that I kept without the audience to keep it for. I already know that's what the silence is for. I used to need the validation just to trust what I had done. I already know the only witness I need is one. I already know what I put in last night. I already know what I built in the fight. Don't need the room to confirm what I've already counted. I already know, and the knowing is what's mounted inside the discipline, inside the code.